Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to our Go Live. So today we decided that we have to come and speak to you guys and introduce ourselves. And I'm here today with my husband, and I will let him first introduce him myself because I know you know me. Most of you know me.
Hello, so I am Mark. I am originally from Ohio, spent 26 years in the military. My last duty station was down here in Florida, and I decided I never wanted to leave Florida again. So I never did, and we live here in Florida, a very happy and warm place.
Yes, and I am Elizabeth or Liz. Some people call me Liz. Originally from Kenya and finally got here because of love. So that's why our topic today is about love, from love to legacy and how we started our digital business. So I have some few questions that I am going to ask my husband, and he can, explain or answer those questions. But you know, can you can I ask you where we met?
Absolutely. I always love this story because she's from Kenya, I'm from America, and we met in a small island country in the Middle East called Bahrain. It was a love story ever since, and I'm so happy that she's my life partner from here on
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for
out.
that.
Let me ask you one thing, Elizabeth. Who do you think is livelier between the two of us, you and me?
Oh, you're more livelier.
You think so?
Yes, I think what happened to me is, I think maybe the age. I'm not the same as before because my friends tell me too that you're livelier than me. So maybe it's the age catching up with me. I don't know, but well, I realize we can be both lively. At least I have to leave everything for you to do to do, right?
Well, that's true. I do embarrass her sometimes. I like dancing at the mall whenever I hear a song, and she kind of walks the other way. But I think you're very confident, right? And I think between the two of us, I actually think you're the more confident one because you are confident in that you can gain the knowledge you need to get to accomplish anything you want to do.
That's a fact. My confidence comes from I have to know, and that has taught me a lot because if I feel like if I don't have to find out and like look for all answers, then that brings me confidence to be able to go to step two. So that's where my confidence is. I always try to check all the boxes first before I jump into anything. So, and that's one thing. So, um, what is a common thing that we both love to do?
Well, we both love music, that's for sure. Not that I can sing very well, but we both also love to dance. We make sure we take time for each other. We try to get out on the weekends and go do something, whether it's a festival or just an outing somewhere where there's a lot of people, maybe music, and just dance as much as we can.
Yep. And actually, he can sing. I can't sing. He can sing. He can sing better than me. I barely can sing. So I have a singer. He's a DJ. He knows the music. So I'm good.
And she's a better dancer than me.
Oh no, you dance too. You're a good dancer too.
Let me ask you this: a year ago, over a year ago, you asked me about starting a business, and of course, I supported you. But why did you want to start a business, and why this business?
Okay, I will share this. My big wife was starting a business or something that had been going along for a long time since around 2021. The fact remains that when I came here and started working as a healthcare worker, and then COVID hit, and then we had that distance, and to go back and see my sons back in UK was the most difficult thing to endure as a mother. And I remember those days I don't want to think about it, but those days actually, I used to be sad a lot. And I was constant, like on, how can I explain it? I was constantly worrying about my sons. I didn't know how they are because COVID especially separated everyone. So I was just there, and with this distance, really killed my soul. And that's when I realized, even if I have to have a job, 9 to 5 work, I can't really be myself because I'll be missing a lot, around my sons, and I'll not be able to be there when they need me. So meaning those 2 weeks I cannot be able to be in UK. Those 2 weeks I cannot be able to be at the same time in Kenya if my parents need me. So that really took, a big toll on me, and I was emotionally, affected by it, until I remember my husband kept on asking me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" It was just draining me, and that was the shock when I came to United States, because I realized, oh my God, the distance. And then I used to see my sons every 3 months. So now I have to wait maybe a year before I see my sons because it's expensive, and also it's very far, and also I've just come to United States. So everything just didn't go well with me, and that drained me. And that is when I say, you know what, I need something that I can be able to have that freedom, be flexible, and be able to take off whenever I need to take off. And that's why I kept on looking and searching for something to do. And then I came, across this business in 2021. And actually, I tell people, fear is something that can hold you back and can push you back. And I did not actually go through the business because 2021 there were so many, part of, online business, and you did not know who was a scammer, who was not, who was legit, who was not. So it pushed me away because I was afraid, but I did not really go into detail. And that's why now everything I see, I go into details. I want to check out. I want to do my due diligence. And that's how I finally started the business last year. And lucky enough, this has been a blessing. My husband, he's been very supportive, and he finally had his why of joining me in this business, and he can explain it. He can explain that to you.
Sure. So, of course, I want to support my wife in everything she does. So, when she wanted to start a business, I trusted her instinct on which one she wanted to start it. And I quietly sat back and watched. Now, I retired from the military after 26 years. And of course, I had to get a job because you have to, supplement your income with your military retirement and live the life that you were living. So I was working full time, and I supported her emotionally and as much as I could, but I couldn't really get involved in the business because I wanted it to be hers. And then I had to focus on my job. So over the course of months and into a year, I'm watching her grow her business and become more and more and more successful. It was unbelievable. And I'm like, wow, okay. So then a conference happened in San Diego back in June, and I love going to San Diego. And she invited me to go with her, so I went, and it was unbelievable. I've never seen so many people together. I think there was at least over 5,000, all with a single purpose. They were all motivated, happy to be part of this great organization and running their own business. So after that, I learned. I was actually paying so much attention during this conference and learning everything I needed to know. Well, learned the things I wanted to know about how it works, how you make money, how successful people are, and how you're building a legacy really that you can pass down to your children. So I was very happy to join. I didn't tell my wife until we got back, like a couple weeks later, and then I asked her if I could go ahead and join, and she was very, very happy.
Yes. So that is the story. Now I say, sometimes we say you don't badge friends or family. I never asked my husband to join me in this business. It happened. And he took his own step, and he learned and he understood and he came to this convention because he he was coming to learn and to understand how everything works. And that is where everything changed. And I'm so blessed to have you. And thank you so much for being my partner.
You are welcome.
So,
Let me ask you this though: did you, when you started, did you really know, the internet and all these different programs and things you had to do to run this business?
honestly, no. There's so many things that I did not know. Okay, it's not like I don't know about skills, few skills of computer here and there. But I did not know what digital business means even. I did not know how it works. I did not know how it's I couldn't understand the background of it. How do you get become successful? How do you market yourself? How do you do I was seeing people doing things and I'm like, wow, how do they do it? Am I going to do it? Do I need to go to school? There were so many things, but it's always about the process, the training that we have, the system, the automation system that we have. We learn from the most successful business partners that we have in our community. And when you follow all these and put your effort and show up and be consistent, that is where you see your outcome. And he can be a testimony about that.
Absolutely. I think, remember when I talked about, I thought that Elizabeth was more confident in me because she needs to learn everything before she really understands it and becomes very proficient at it. But she has learned this system in and out, up and down, every which way you can. And people call her all the time for advice on how to do something. So it's amazing. She's much better at this than me. She is technically savvy in creating these different things, and I'm so happy that she does a lot of the promotions because I'm not as good as her.
Yes, and it's all about learning.
Yes.
So,
But so I wanted to talk. A lot of people ask me, can you really make money online? And honestly, if you're looking for a get rich scheme, this is not the one. This is about building something more than just making quick money. Now, there are people that get into this business that become very successful very quickly, right? But they learn the process first. So they have a different level of effort. So in the business world, and I'm in corporate America right now, in the business world, we have something called level of effort. And that means, what kind of effort is it going to take to accomplish something? So that is going to dictate your outcome and how quickly you're successful in this business. So the amount of effort that you put in is what you're going to get out of it. Now, don't get me wrong, because there's people that have full-time jobs, they have kids, a spouse that they have to balance, all of that. But there is time during the day to run your own business. And I think that's very important that people understand that. What do you think?
yes, there's so many people who are still working 9 to 5 jobs, night shifts. There are people who sometimes, when we have Wednesday masterminds, you can see them on break time, taking that break time at that minute at 8 o'clock, just to be there to watch mastermind. So it's all depends on individual, how you can manage your time and how you can run your business. And it's very important that you show up because if example, I don't show up, if I was never coming here to share with you that I have a program to offer, I have something to offer, actually most of you would not have known who I am. So it's practically simple as that. And we leverage a lot with social media. So you don't have to worry about a lot of things. It's only learning how to implement them, and then you're good. But you cannot just say, I'm starting a business, and then you disappear because nobody is going to come and get you up from your chair or your bed telling you that you have to run your business. We are going to be here to help you. We are going to here to support you. We are going to be here to teach you. But on the other side, we will do as much as we can. But on the other side also is it's you as a person to put that level of effort, as my husband said.
Absolutely. And the bottom line was, can you make money online? Absolutely. I watched my wife receive check after check after check. And then when I joined the business, in one day in the mailbox, and we have a picture of it on our page, we received 19 checks. So, yes, this business works and it's fantastic. But how do we balance our relationship with each other, with our friends, our family, our children? Is it easy?
Um, well, with the business is as I said, is managing your time. So once you start this business, there's a lot of discipline that has to come with it, and sometimes family will get upset with you. A husband can get upset with you or your children because they'll see you cornered in one place to do something all the time, most of the time, and you're not giving them attention. But you're doing it for the family. That's the first principle. Like you're doing it for the family. So it's always good to make sure that the family understand, whether it's your spouse, your children, anybody who is around you, who's your family or friends, and let them understand at a certain time you need to do something so they don't have to feel like they're being left out and being left alone. So that is one thing. And I think with my husband, as I started this business before him, I I knew that there's sometimes maybe I was lagging behind because I'm trying to learn this and that. And then maybe I was missing to have that attention with him, right? That's long time with him. And I learned how to do it. And also for him, because he was supporting me, he knew that I am trying to push myself to learn as much as I can. So there was always a way that we came together to be able to, choose when to stop being online, when to stop doing, being in the computer, so that we can at least do something different. And because when you start learning something, like you're everywhere and you still don't have direction, but once you get your rhythm, then you're good for it.
Absolutely. And yeah, we schedule time together. So we are very happy. We get our alone time. We go see our family. We talk to the children. And I think what leads next into this is what's next for us. What has changed in our life that this business has done?
So freedom. So here I am. We've been traveling. And the first thing I always say, if I have to travel, I have to see my children. That is one thing, and that's why I started this business. So once I'm able to see my boys, I feel better, and that brings so much joy to me, and that brings peace of mind. So remember, the sad moment becomes a happy moment, and then we don't have to choose work over family all the time. So we are able to know what can we do at this time. Am I the one who's going to travel alone, or are we going to travel together? So at least we have that opportunity. And also, for my husband joining me with his wife, he has another type of wife, which is good for us too, because now he knows exactly. I want to make sure our family is okay, financial situation is secure in future. So and that is a good thing. So we are in the right path, and we know that big things are going to come, big blessings are coming along.
Well, let me ask you this. I know we just went on a 2 week vacation in Europe, seeing her boys and a couple other family members around Europe. Uh, did you have to bring a bunch of stuff with you to do your business?
Of course, of course, yes. Um, Laptop is a man. Like you need a laptop, you need a phone, of course, you need Wi-Fi. You can, depending on how you have your Wi-Fi contract here in the US or anywhere in the world, you can always get Wi-Fi, or you can work in an environment where you have Wi-Fi. And automation system, it's it's somewhere, but it's coming with me everywhere. So
Exactly.
I was working in Europe. Remember, we went to the mountain in
Switzerland.
Switzerland,
Hmm.
top of the mountain, and I was getting inquiries and I still got inquiries, the email, and I still responded. So it didn't stop. The business didn't stop. It continued as I went, as we had fun too, right? So, and then whatever I needed to learn on the way, I could do it on the flight, because nobody is stopping me from doing whatever I need to do on the flight, like learning something.
I thought I thought you did amazing. I mean, you really didn't bring a laptop and a phone, but you brought an entire system, a step by step system with you everywhere you went, and you had immediate access to it to check on people, respond to inquiries. She worked maybe 1 hour at the most a day at the most, and she ran her business. I hadn't joined yet, and she ran her business just like she was sitting at home. So this business is mobile, and you can take it anywhere you want with a laptop and a phone. It's amazing. But what happens when things get a little bit, stagnant? How do you deal with that?
Well, I came to learn about that situation, and I know a lot of people go through it. It doesn't mean it's this big business or it's just a normal thing in life. Sometimes things don't happen when you really want them to happen. They get stagnant, like they just stop there, and you don't see any movement. You keep on going. Don't let that pull you back. Be and surround yourself with people who can lift you up, especially our community, who have positive things to do for you, who have positive things to say for you, to tell to you, and then keep learning, uh, keep showing up. So don't even let the hard days drag you down. Beat that hard day with one thing that is positive. Don't let it go throughout the day without doing one positive thing, and you'll feel better if you do that. If you challenge yourself and say, no matter what I feel today, I have to do something, one thing that is positive, and the day will be okay. And also, it's about progress. It's not about perfection. So we learn, we fail, we learn, we fail, we learn, we fail until we get that success, right? So everything is there has a path for it to reach the success that we need. And it's we are in the learning path, and we are going to be successful.
Absolutely. And I mean, you have to surround yourself with positive people. If you have negative people around you continually, you're going to be negative because you're going to come like them. One of the things that would have been very off-putting to me, and honestly, over my years, I've been approached with many different types of businesses. Most of them, you have to, start with trying to get your family to join, and your friends to join, and your colleagues at work to join. And that's something I never ever wanted to do, and I never would have joined this business if that was part of the business plan. But it absolutely isn't. In fact, they kind of uh, tell you not to do that. Now, if you're successful in this business, your family, your friends, they're going to ask what's going on because they're going to see a change in your lifestyle. They're going to see a change in the freedom that you have. They're going to see a change in maybe your work ethic because maybe you're able to go down to part time or go to full time on your business, but they will come to you. So we don't bug anybody about this at all. Now, I did talk about surrounding yourself with positive people. Can you tell me about the other people in this business, the community that is around you that keeps us positive all the time?
Yeah, the community is wonderful. That is where I go for the strength. That is where I go to look at the people who are being successful. That's where I go to listen at people's stories, where they started, the hardship, what they went through, what kind of life did they have before. So by the time I think about myself and where I am today and how I started, I realize, well, I am lucky enough, right? I'm so lucky that I did not go all through all those things that other people have gone. So I'm in a better position. So what is the problem with me? What is stopping me from being successful? What is stopping me from trying going to for the next step? Because there are people who really came from nothing and in a difficult situation, but they've been, you know, they've taken the step to make sure that they succeed. Because remember, nobody starts from the highest. Everybody starts from low. and you have to climb the stairs to be able to reach there. And that is where I go get my strength from. And also, there's something that I wanted to add about people talking about badging friends or whatever. We do not do that, and also we do not do recruiting, right? Because a lot of people ask those questions. We do not recruit people. Um, we use what is called attraction marketing. When you use attraction marketing, I don't go find people, people find me. And most of the people who find me, I don't even know them. They're people who I've never even met, I've never spoken to them. So they find me through social media. And there's a way we teach you how to do it so that people can come to you instead of you going to them. So that's why we say there's no budging friends or family, and there's no recruiting people. All what you do is to learn the process and implement it, and everything will just run the way it's supposed to run.
And to tag onto that, and you're learning the process from just this awesome community. The thing, the thing I'm most impressed with is, and she talked about masterminds. She talks about masterminds on her webpage. Is that every week there's a live mastermind that educates you, that guest speakers, they talk about success stories, they talk about the how-tos. But if you look at the amount of people, there's typically between 2 to 3,000 people at least on these calls every time. And in the beginning of these meetings, they do shout outs where they're from: Nigeria, Philippines, India, the small, I can't remember the name of it, the small little tiny island, Fiji.
Yeah.
But there's another small island
Yeah.
in the Pacific Ocean, of course, Canada and US. So this is a global, international business that you will have, because your reach is international and global for the people that you can get into your business or your business partners. But just the community is unending.
Yes, and it's a good thing that we have a community. So at the end of the day, you don't feel that you are alone in this journey. You have people with you. You have people who will support you. You have your mentor. You have your coach, and you have the community, because you can always get in touch with people that you feel you're more connected. And it's not only about the business. We talk about a lot of things, our lives, our struggles, our, anything, because there are people who share deep issues about their lives. And sometimes we find ourselves so emotional and thinking, wow, that if she or he is going through that and she is here, I should not be complaining. And I am so grateful and I'm blessed that I am not going through that hardship. But that's why we have this community, a community that lifts up people, a community that is there to listen to you and to uplift you.
Absolutely. And that's what this business is about. And to kind of close us out here, I know there's a lot of people out there that are skeptical, and there's people that just really don't understand some of this stuff. But what would be your advice to those people that they want to travel more, they want a better work-life balance, they want something for their own, they definitely want to leave a legacy for their children? So what advice would you give them?
It's start. Start now. Start now. You can see what is happening in the world. You can see the world is evolving, is changing so quickly, so fast. You don't need to start big. You can start with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
I always believe that that small step is the most powerful thing. You don't need to start high. And if you have an opportunity to start and you know that you can be able to do it, don't let anything stop you, because at the end of the day, 1 year from now, you'll be asking, I wish I would have started. I wish I would have done. Just the same way I did in 2021. I said later when I started this business and I met the coach who I spoke to in 2021, and I said, I wish I started. But anyway, that is past. But what I'm just trying to tell you is through experience. When you have the opportunity and it's the right opportunity, It doesn't mean it has to be this exact business, but something that you know can be able to help you, right? To give you what you're looking for, to solve that big why that you have, to be able to give you more time with your children, or more time with your family, more time with your spouses, more time to do the things that you love for yourself, for your health. Because sometimes we forget about ourselves because we keep on working and working. So be, don't be drawn down by fear, because fear is number one failure for everyone. Because once there's fear, we fail and we don't get opportunity to do something, and it all just passes by us. So I would advise, just, you know, start, because it doesn't mean that you have to be ready completely. You start and then slowly build yourself. Start and then you learn. Start and then you grow. Start and then you get that confidence. I couldn't come to the camera when I started before. I couldn't do live video. And today I'm here, I could speak. And I just speak, and I speak from my heart what I know, what I've learned, and what I'm passionate about. And I would love to help you guys, whoever is ready to, to be helped.
And remember, Elizabeth found this business back in 2021, and she was skeptical like you. She was a little bit leery like you, and she passed on it for 2 years. And then she ran across it again, took a leap of faith, jumped in with both feet, and here we are now. And we're both making this an amazing business for us. It's a business that we can pass down to our families. We're able to spend more time with our families, and do the things that we want to do. I tell people that a couple things. I tell them that you never imagine, whatever life you have, I hope and pray that it's a good one for you. But if it's not, it's probably not what you imagined when you were younger. You probably thought you would have this glamorous life, being able to do this, travel, and all this other stuff. So if you don't have that, then you need to start reaching for that, and doing things that are going to put you in that place, right? So it's important to take that first step, to do whatever. And I agree with Elizabeth. If it's not this business, then find another business that will get you what you really want. You just have to take that first step. Just get out of the chair and go and click on something and just take a look and do your due diligence. She took 2 years to figure out this, or to research this business, and she said, this is absolutely the one. And now I agree it is the one. You can find out very easily through us. We're always willing to get on a phone call or a video call, talk, chat about it. But no matter what, we will always want what's best for you and your family. Okay? I say that to everybody we run across, is it's not about us and our business. It's about you, helping you achieve what you want to. And if it's not this business, that's fine. We still want to talk and communicate. But if it is this business, we will help guide you every step of the way, so you can be just as successful as everybody else in this business.
And that's very true. And that this brings us to the end of our live session today. And we will have another one with a different subject. And unless we have any questions to answer, I don't see any questions yet. So we'll say thank you so much for everybody who has tuned in to watch. And we will see you soon. Good night. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Y'all have a great night.
Good night.